So obviously what happens here, up to 2 records you can able to find here. Same way here. So say roll back to S3. So only 2 records over here. Same thing, we are having another example also. So where we are using this save pointer. So we can able to say in this example, so where we are creating one table here. Okay. So where we'll use this TCL, that is under the insert, update and delete. Whenever we are using our DML operations, there only we'll use this TCL comments here. Okay. So creating one table, create table E1 over here. So where it is the E name, varchar to 20 here. Okay. So for this table, you are creating like it is save point S1. Again, you are adding some 3 rows into the table over here. Okay. So when we are use for this 3 rows, how many rows you want for not only one particular when you're using your insert comment over here. So if it is a 10 records, you're using this save point over here. Okay. So for the 3 records, you are using it like save point S2 over here. Again, another 3 records you're adding into the table. So where you're mentioning like it is save point S3. Okay. Now again, what happens here? In this up to this, in the save point S2, you can able to see how many records here. In the save point, up to the save point S2, how many records we can able to find here?
3 records.
3 records, right? So just have one idea about it. It is the 3 records over here. Okay. So coming into the again S3. So in this S3, we can able to find 3 records over here. Okay. So again, you are adding some 3 rows over here. Okay. So select star from the table name. Obviously, how many records we can find here?
Nine records.
9 records. It's 9 records here. So where we didn't use any commit command or anything, we didn't use. Just we are adding the rows. For that rows, you are setting one pointer over here. Okay. So now again, you are using it like roll back to S3. So now what happens here? Roll back to S3. How many records I can find here?
6.
3 records. 6.
6.
3 records.
3 records. Again, doubt. Why it is 3? Why it is 6? Obviously, we mentioned like roll back to S3. So up to this point only. So how many records there? It is 6 records. Already you are having 3 plus 3 records here. In this S2, you are having 3 records. S3, you are having 3 records. So 3 plus 3, it is 6 records over here. Okay. So now again, you are selecting the table. So how many records we can find here? After using rollback, again, you are selecting the table. Select star from our E1. How many records we can find here?
6.
6 records.
6.
3 records.
3 records or 6 records. Little confusion here, right? When you use this rollback to S3, it is 6 records. Again, you are select star from the table name. So now what happens here? 6 or 3?
6 records.
6 records. Okay. Now again, in that 6 records, again you are using your rollback to S2. So roll back to S2 over here. So now how many records we'll be having now?
3.
3.
It's 3 over here. Again, selecting the table. How many records we can find here?
3.
3. After that, you are using the commit command here. Again, you are selecting the table. How many records now?
3.
3.
3.
It is clear, right? Any doubts here? You will just execute this. So we should get the same output. So this is the concept how we use this commit rollback along with the save point over here. Okay, so How many records here? Up to our, I didn't enter one record. If I didn't enter. So select the table here. So here I can able to find 9 records over here, 9 rows over here. Okay. So where I'm using it like roll back to S3 here. According to our concept. So again selecting the table name. So you can able to find it. So I chose 9 records here instead of 6 records here. What changes I have done here? Just a second, I'll just create one more table. So you just observe whether we are entering correctly. Okay, the first one record. Three records I have been added. Okay, so where I'm using this save point ES2 here. Again, I'm adding another reset record here. Where we are getting 9 records over here. Okay. So again, roll back to S3. Okay. So now selecting the table. So now what happens here? We are getting 6 records according to our concept here, right? So previous example, what happened here? I didn't enter this one row. If after entering one row, it shows us only 9 records over here, right? So that is wrong. So again, selecting the table name, you can able to find 6 rows over here. Again, I'm using the rollback command here, rollback to S2 over here. So we should get the same output here. Okay, again, select the table name. So you can able to see the 3. Our output is correct. Again, commit. It has been compiled here. So again, select the table. So you can able to find only 3 records here. So which is correct. So according to our concept. So any doubts anybody having here in this rollback, commit and save point? So for this particular, whenever you want to add the records or you're going to update the records or you're going to delete the records, you're going to set a pointer over here, which will work like a buffer in that particular buffer area only. It will not be saved into your database anywhere. Okay. It is used only for the temporary purpose here. This save point. So it is useful for us when you're using it along with the rollback command here. Right? So this is all about the TCL command, like transaction control language over here. Okay. So next we are having the next component, that is the DCL. So we came across, we just had an idea about the DCL over there. So previous class I was discussed about it, the data control language over here. For this, we don't have any notes. Okay. So we just know, we need to just get one idea about it, how this DCL command will work. So DCL stands for the data control language, or we can also tell like it is a ACL over here. So ACL stands for the assisting control language over here. So this assisting control commands deals with data accessibility over here. So these commands are used to give permission on the database objects like table or view or any other objects over here. And also it is used to cancel the permissions on the database objects from other users here. So under the DCL command, we are having 2 types of command over here. So where it is the grant and revoke. So most of the cases, our higher officials only will be using this DCL language, that is a data control language over here, that we can enable or disable the user's ability to perform the task within that Oracle over here. Okay. So under grant, so for your information, if you want to use this grant command over here. So grant means it is used to give permissions on the database objects like table or a view or a synonym or a sequence, anything it can be, to other users over here. So that is called as a grant here. So to use this grant, we are having a syntax like grant the privileges underscore list on the table name to the user list over here. So where we are granting, for example, we are granting one particular for a user, you're granting the permission like insert and update. Okay. Under the DML operation, you are not adding one you're not giving one privilege like he cannot do the deletion. Okay, he can able to update the records, he can able to insert the records, but he cannot able to do the deletion on a particular table. Like that, you are setting one data control language over here, like using under grant. So grant means granting the permission on the particular database for which the particular user can work. Okay, so on a particular table or EMP table only you should work. Like that, you are setting one permission. So that is called as a grant here, granting permission. So we can use the syntax here. So grant the privilege list over here. So example, we can tell like it's a grant select on the table name to the user. So user 60, like that we can able to use here. So next we are having like it is a revoke over here. So revoke, it is a TCL comment over. DCL comment or ACL comment over here. So it is used to cancel the previous, cancel the permissions on the database objects like tables, views from the other users over here. So to use this, we are having a syntax like revoke the privilege name, same thing only, just a keyword alone differs here. So instead of grant, it is revoke over here. So revoke means where we are canceling the permissions for a particular user on a particular database objects over here. Okay, so for example, it is revoke select on the table name from the user 60. So table may differ. For example, it's a EMP table or department table. So this is for our information purpose here. Okay. So DCL, that is a data control language, or ACL, it is the assisting control language over here. So no notes for this, just a syntax over here. Okay. So any doubts in this? So it will be most of the cases, it will be used by our higher officials here, right? So we'll go to the next component over here. So next we are having like it is the SQL clauses or SQL clauses over here. Okay. So this is the data query language over here. So where we are using the select clauses. These are the data query language over here or data retrieval language. So why we are mentioning like the data query language or a data retrieval language here is that, so as we know, we are having some tables in our database. How to retrieve? Through using these clauses only, we are going to retrieve our data here. So these are the clauses we are going to coming across. So here we are having 7 types of clauses here. So one is the select clause. Another one is the from clause over here, where clause, group by, having clause over here, order by, and distinct over here. Okay. So these clauses will come under the data query language or data retrieval language. So if anybody asking you what is the data retrieval clauses over here, or what do you mean by data retrieval language? That is DRL. What are the clauses under it? It is nothing. It is a select clause, from clause, where clause, group by, having, and the order by, and the distinct over here. Okay, so coming into the first clause, that is the select clause. So in our recent days, we are using the select clause only. So why we are using the select clause here? It is used to retrieve the data from the table. We want to get the data from the table. How we are using the syntax here, select star from the table name or select the column name over here. So like that, where we're using this clause. So under data query language, so retrieval, right? So where we are telling like it is a clause over here. So select clause. So selecting the columns from the table. So this is the syntaxes you are going to follow. Like select columns from the table name, select distinct columns from the table name over here, select column from the table name, where condition. So select column from where, column like pattern. Like is an operator over here. Okay. Again column and the sum column over here. Again column sum from the table name. Again group by column having sum of the column and the condition over here. So these are the syntaxes here. Okay, so when we're using it under the select clause. So don't get confused with why we are having this much syntax here, how to remember and all. So it is a simple syntax only. So when you are coming upcoming sessions, you can able to get one idea about it, how we can use it. Okay, so next we are having the from clause. So why we are using the from clause over here? So it is going to it is also used to retrieve the data from the which table it is. So where we are giving like we are doing from which table we want the records. So where we are using the from clause over here. So we know, so when we are select star from EMP table, what happens? Obviously in this table, whatever columns we have, all the columns it will give us, right? So when we are using the star over here, that's why I mentioned like all columns here. So if you are going to, these are the Oracle apps base table here, PO underscore headers all. So previously I would have discussed here what are the tables we are coming across. So it is AP underscore invoices all. In Oracle, we'll be coming across the finance and SCM models over here. So in Oracle, we are having multiple models over there, but we will come across finance and SCM models. So according to that, we'll have the base tables here. So according to that, we are having the base tables like PO underscore headers all is related to the purchase order. Next, it is the AP. It is related to the accounts payable here. Okay, these are base tables here. If I want to specifically, I want to mention one particular column. So how we are writing the syntax here? Select employee number, e-name, salary from EMP table. So obviously what happens when we are using this particular syntax here? What type of output we can get while executing this syntax here? While executing this syntax, what type of output we will get? No idea.
Only
Get the
specific
employee
columns.
specific
Only
term.
specific columns in our table. In our table, we are having 8 columns. I don't want 8 columns. I want only employee number. I want only name. I want the salary. How we are writing? We are writing the syntax like select the column names from the table name. So whatever the columns, specific columns over here, right? So that was they are mentioned here in the from clause over here. So next we are having the alias names over here. So it is also important clause here. So why we use this alias names over here? So it is used to provide a temporary heading for the columns or the expressions here in the select statement here. So they are valid only in the select statement. So alias name for one name, we are having one column as a big name. We cannot print that column as a big name over here, where we can use the alias names over here, right? So in that case, it is used as a temporary headings over here. That too, it will be used only in your select clause over here. So they are only for display purpose. It will not make any changes in your table over here. Okay. So to use this alias name over here, so you can use the alias names in different forms here. So first form is that where we are selecting employee number, e-name, job, salary. So what happens in this case? For the salary, you are using the alias name like it is a basic over here. Again, salary plus salary into 0.25 minus salary into 0.15 over here. That is 25% and 15%. Okay. So when we are using this entirely, you can able to see this belongs to one expression over here. So if you are not giving any alias name, obviously what happens here? If you're not giving this alias name like gross underscore salary over here. Okay. So while executing, how it will execute here now? So for the first sum class, I will execute some queries, and after that I'll execute only some important queries. Okay. So in this, you can able to see. So first query, so what I mentioned, like it is a select the employee number, e-name, job, salary. So basic over here. For the salary column, I mentioned the alias name like basic here. And this is the expression I have given like salary plus salary into 25%, where I converted as 0.25 minus salary into 15%. I converted like 0.15 over here. So control enter. So now what happens here? You can able to see this big expression. To overcome this expression only, you can able to see this expression over here. To overcome this expression only, we are using one alias names over here. Like we are using like it is a gross underscore sal over here. So you can observe here. So you can, instead of that expression, this alias name. So alias name, it is used only for the temporary purpose. It is used only for the display purpose only. It will not make any changes in your table, right? So for the salary column also, you can able to see for the salary column, we are using this basic as the alias name. So you can able to see the heading. Instead of salary, it is the basic over here, the alias name. So this is one method. Another method here. So where we are executing like select the employee number. So where for this you are using same ENO. Again for the e name, it is employee underscore name. Underscore name, it will accept here. Again, salary, it is salary over here. While executing this also, this alias name, it will work here. Okay. Next step is there. So I want to use the alias name where I'm using this as keyword here. So employee number as ENO, employee name as employee underscore EMP underscore name over here. Okay, again sal as salary. So I want to use this as keyword here. So obviously what happens for that particular column, whatever alias name you are mentioning, it will consider. In case, okay, you are having the employee, you are having the, so here you can able to see we are having a salary column over here. Okay, so again, you're having a salary column. You mentioned it is only a sal column. In our table, if you are going to check, you can able to identify. Select staff from EMP. So in our table, we are having only the column like SAL over here. Okay, but you mentioned by mistakenly like salary. So what happens in this case now? It will accept or it will not accept here. In our table, we are having only sal over here. Okay, but you mentioned the salary, the column name itself wrongly, like salary, full name you are given, full form you are given. Again, you are using the same alias name over here. So will it accept or not?
Will not accept it.
No,
It will not accept. Whatever the table is containing, you can able to see it will throw another like an invalid identifier. Whatever the column names the table is containing, that only you should mention. According to that only your select clause will work here. Okay. So where we are using with the as keyword here. Okay. Second, so I want to use this alias name. So using it under the double quotes over here. So for this employee number, I'm using a double quotes like ENO, again E name, double quotes like employee, EMP underscore name over here. For sal, it is salary here. So obviously what happens here, it will consider. If you are going to use it with as keyword also, it will consider. Without using as keyword also, it will consider. With using double quotes also, it will consider here, right? So we'll go to the next example where it's from the department table over here. So under our department table, we are having three columns like a department number, D name and the D location over here. So for D name, you mentioned like a department name. For location, you mentioned like a location over here. So control enter, so you can able to find the alias names over here. Okay, so coming into the last one. So selecting the E name. So where you mentioned sal into 12. So when you're using the sal into 12, obviously when I want to calculate the annual salary, so your requirement is to find the annual salary. So annual means it is for the entire 1 month, 1 year. So in a 1 year, we are having 12 months. So we should calculate like salary into 12. So obviously the salary into 12, we mentioned like it is the annual salary over here. So obviously what happens here, you mentioned in double quotes also. Again, we're using this as keyword also. So will it accept now?
In this case, no.
In this case, no.
Space in between.
Space in
Okay, okay.
between.
Yeah.
If you are going
the
to give
annuals-
space in between also, it is under
Oh.
a single double quotes over here. It is going to consider as
Okay.
a string, right?
Okay.
So what happens here? If I'm going to use it with the as keyword along with the double quotes over here, and if you're going to give the space here also, it will consider. So you can able to see for that
Okay.
particular expression, it is considering like annual underscore salary. In case if you're not going to give the double quotes over here. So now what happens here? If you're not going to give double quotes here, not accept. It will not accept. So it will show like a from keyword not found where expected. It will throw, it is not throwing exactly the error, but it shows as a from keyword. So from keyword, you can be able to see the pink color highlighted. So that is our error over here, right? So we'll go to the next one. So in this next one, so next one is also same examples only. So where we are using this, using with the as keyword and where we are using with the double quotes over here. Okay. So we'll go with the column. So I want to mention the columns here. So where I'm using in this select clause, one by one column, I'm entering the column names one under one column over here. Okay. Instead of writing a single clause, single select clause, I'm using this. So what happens here when we're using for the employee select, employee number, it is ENO, E name, it is employee, that EMP underscore name over here. So job, it is destination. Again, designation. Again, MGR, it is manager over here. Higher date is the H date over here. And from our EMP table. So we are using the from clause over here. So now what happens here? Obviously, we are getting the output here. So where we are using the alias name for this column, we are taking this alias name. So obviously you can able to find 14 records over here. Same thing. I'm entering as using as the as keyword over here. Again, I'm executing. So in this case also, I'm getting the output over here. Okay. So another case. So where I'm using it with a double quotes I'm using. So in this double quotes also, I can able to get the output while executing this. Okay. So again, so next we are having, so they are given a small example over here. So when we are using, just to know, what do you mean by this dual? So previous classes, we came across this dual over here, right?
To enter multiple records.
Dual to enter multiple records.
Yes, ma'am.
Why we use dual? What is the dual over here? Select star from dual. So what happens to this dual table? Dual table is a dummy table. It is used for the calculation purpose over there, right? So it consists of one column and the one row over here. Okay. Dual is nothing but where we are going to do the calculation over here. I want to make the calculation over here, arithmetic calculation, like I'm mentioning, like 10 plus 10 over here. So you can just observe here. So without giving the alias name. In dual also, I can give the alias names over here. That's why we are given as the example here. So select 10 plus 10 from dual. So obviously, what will be the output here?
20.
20. How it were 20 to show, as I told, it is used only for the calculation over here, right? So whatever you are mentioning here, 10 plus 10, you are giving like it is add, it is a alias names over here. Okay. So obviously what happens here, wherever it is 10, the keyword, okay. It's Oracle
Bracket.
result keyword,
Put in
right?
bracket.
It is not
Put in brackets. Addition put in brackets.
addition, you want to put in brackets.
Semicolons, ma'am.
Single quotes, Add is a Oracle reserved keyword, right? So it is not accepting as the alias names over there. Okay, so where I mentioned addition here. Okay, so obviously what happens directly, it is giving me the output as 20 here. So why we are using the dual here? That we should know, right? So why we are using this? For example, instead of dual, I'm just given like 10 plus 10. Okay, so where I'm taking from our EMP table. In our EMP table, how many rows I'm having here?
14.
14 rows I'm having here, right? So when I'm using from the table name, what happens? For that 14 rows, I will get the output here. So this is wrong. So that's why we are not mentioning the table name when we're using this dual. So dual is used for the calculation purpose here. So I'll just only, it is, this dual table is consisting of only one row and one column. If I'm going to do the calculations over here, it is obviously to show what is the expression on top as a heading and what is the output over here. In that case, only we are selecting this dual table over here. Okay, so using this under dual table also, I want to use it with the alias names over here. So where we are use it with the addition here. Same way, you can use it like, can I use it like as addition here? Can we use this?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So you can able to see same way. If I'm going to give it with the double quotes over here, it will accept. It will accept. Right, so alias name. So how we are using it is used for the temporary purpose. It is used only to the display over here, right? So this is all about the alias names, how we are using this alias names over here. So next we'll go to the where clause over here. So next we are having the where clause over here. So where clause, it is used to provide the, it is used with the provide the condition over here. According to the condition, it is going to filter the data from the group of records here. So it will not allow the group functions and alias names in where condition. So when you're using the where condition, it will not allow us use the alias names over here. Okay. So next it is going to eliminate the non-matching records here. So where clause has the highest priority over here. So group by functions are not allowed here. So why we are mentioned group by functions are not allowed here is that under the group by functions, we are having that aggregate functions over here. So in upcoming, it's the next clause over here. So there we will understand how we'll use that group by year. Okay, so where condition. So in our recent days, we use the where condition. It is a filtering condition over here. So when according to the table, if we are having that records only, it will give us the output. If we don't have that particular record, it will not give us any output over here, right? So where we are writing the where condition here. So first we are having some queries over here. So where we are, they are telling the first query like to display. So just tell me what will be the queries for this. Some queries we didn't come across the operators. Some queries are related to the operators over here, but it is related to the where clause only. All the queries are related to the where condition only. So what will be the first query here? Display the names of the employees who are working in employee number 7788 here. So how to write a query? So this is our table where I'm going to mention like select star from EMP table. Okay, this is my table. So from this table, I want to retrieve the data, whoever is was working under the employee number 7788 over here. So who is working under 7788? It is this Scott over here. I should get the output. First, we
Select
can
table.
mention, I could get the output as Scott over here. So how to use the select clause here? First query.
Select table name.
Select table name. What is the select query over here? First.
To display purpose.
Select ename
What is the column here? Ename column. Select ename
from
from the table name.
table name.
Table name. If you are using select star from EMP, so what happens? Obviously to show all the ename column. But according to our requirement is, they are telling that employee number. This is the filtering condition over here. So how we can extend our query here? So where
Where
from EMP, where employee number
is equals to 7788.
7788.
So obviously only one particular record you can able to see it is for the Scott here. You will get the output. So next, display the names of the employees who are working in department number 10. So for
Select
each and
ename.
everything, select
Ename
Ename.
from EMP,
from
where department number equal to 10.
where department number is equal to 10. So here I will get only one person or I will get multiple person here.
multiple
Multiple
persons.
Multiple person. Multiple.
Yeah, under department number.
Under department number 10. So who and all have been working under department number 10 over here. So where it is the Clark, King and Miller here, right? So next query, display the names of all the employees who are working as clerk and drawing the salary more than 1200 here. So how we can write this query? In this query, we'll be using some operators over here. You can just try. Where I
Select
want
name.
both
Can
the
use
records.
end operator.
And operator, yes, and
Correct.
operator. Select star from EMP table. Where?
EMP
Where
table.
condition?
So what is the, we are telling like,
Where
Where?
department
And 1200.
where after
where
there,
department
it is not
Where?
department number. It is not department number. Working as
Name.
clerk. If you want, we'll just select the table. So this just select.
Select.
Wait, I just select the table. So what is the column which is considering under
Job,
clerk?
job.
So it is job here, right?
Job.
So where we mention the job here. So where?
Where job
Where
equal
job
to
is
clerk
equal to clerk.
Ah,
Clerk.
and
Clerk.
department equal to 10.
And
Department number equal to 10.
department
We should
number.
add a graded operator.
No,
And salary,
increment.
department number is related to that second query. This is for the third query. And the salary
Okay. And the salary.
greater than 100.
greater than
We need
2200.
to add
Greater
relational
than
operator.
Greater than this and operator we use and they are mentioned. So what is the mistake we have done here? So while executing,
Single quotes.
so it shows as an invalid identifier. But in our table,
That
we are
should be
having
single.
records.
Clerk we have to use
Single
double
quotes.
quotes.
Single quotes.
Sorry, single
Single
quotes.
quotes.
Clerk, it is single quotes over here. If you forgot what happens, you will not get any output here. So according to our
Yeah.
query, so what is our filtering condition over here? It is the who was working as a clerk and also who is drawing the salary more than 1200 over here. So these are the employees here. You can able to find all the employees. What is the condition? Our condition is only two conditions. It is job and the salary over here. According to that, it is giving us the output here. So next query, display the list of employees who joined the company before 30th June 1981 or after 31st December 1981. How we can write the query? So this is also we will have the where condition.
So
Select star from EMP table.
here the table.
Mm.
Where higher date
Higher date.
greater than
We'll be using
greater
operator over here, like a between only, not between.
between
So upcoming we'll be learning about this. So between, so where I can mention like it is 30th.
30th.
So
And
where you mention 30th June 1981 and using AND operator again 31st
31st
December
December 1981.
1981. So is it correct? So while executing this, so what happens here? According to our table, if you want, I'll just show the table whether we are use this correct operator or not. You should just observe here. Select star from EMP. So whether we use this between operator is correct or we should use not between. Actually, what should be our output here? So where we are having 14 records over here. According to our requirement is that whoever been joined the company before 30th June 1981 and after 31st December 1981 over here. So before June and
Not between,
after
not
December.
Not between.
We can able to get right where we are using between. Instead of between, it is not between over here. So you just observe with that output. So when you're using it not between, what happens here? This output is correct or wrong?
Correct.
It is correct, right? So you can able to observe with the between operator and the not between operator. So where we are using between means it shows between the 30th June 1981 and December 31st, 1981. In between, whoever has been joined. When we're using this not between, it shows apart from this December and January 30th and December 31st, who and all are the employees has been joined. So these are the employees has been joined here. So these are 9 records over here, right? So next query. So display the names of all the employees who are working as clerk, salesman or analyst and drawing a salary more than 3,000 over here. So where the job can be either clerk or salesman or analyst over here. So we'll be having this jobs. The manager also will be having, presidents also will be having it. So whoever is having the drawing more salary than 3,000. So how to write a query? So previously we used the query here.
or operator.
Yes, OR operator, using OR operator. Select star from EMP. Where
EMP is equal to
EMP is equals to, why EMP is equals to, where is
Job.
the, we should
Yeah.
write a condition. What is the condition? What is the column
Condition.
name? It is a
Where
job
job is-
over here. It
Job.
is related to job. So you're mentioning job here. So job is equals to, again it is plus, using OR operator.
Operator or
Or again if you're going
Or
to use
salesman.
salesman or
Analyst.
analyst.
and
And-
salary
And salary
greater than
is equals to 3,000.
3,000.
So here every salary is greater than 3,000 only here. Okay, so instead of greater than 3,000, I'll just mention like it is 15,000 over here. Just observe in the table. So according to the table here, one second. So in this table we are having, we are having 15,100. We are having 15,000. Every salary is above 10,000 for. Yeah, about 10,000 only. So where I'm writing a condition like where salary is greater than is equals to 15,000. So according to this table, what will be the output for us? What output should we get now while executing this query? What will be the output here now?